You know the drill. That little pop-up appears, telling you there are new terms of service. You might give it a quick scroll, maybe not, and then you tap agree and get right back to your feed. I mean, we all do it. But that one little tap, it's basically you signing a legally binding contract.
So, what exactly is in that contract you've signed with TikTok? That's what we're here to figure out. We're going to break down the key parts of their latest terms of service and privacy policy so you know precisely what you're agreeing to every time you open the app. Let's start with what they know about you. We're going to look at four big things. First, the data you're leaving behind. Second, who really controls the content you create. Third, some of the legal rights you sign away. And finally, what you can actually control. All right, first up, your data. Now, when you think about the data TikTok has on you, you probably just think about the videos you post, right? Well, the digital footprint you're creating is way, way bigger than that. So TikTok's privacy policy basically sorts all this information into three big buckets. There's the stuff you give them yourself, the information they collect automatically just by you using your phone, and the data they get from other companies. Let's take a closer look at what's in each of those. And this is where it gets kind of wild. It's not just your profile info. Their policy says that TikTok is analyzing your content while you're making it. We're talking before you even hit save or publish, to do things like recommend audio. It also logs your chats with AI. And get this, if you use certain features to share stuff, it can even collect the text and images on your device's clipboard. Okay, next is the stuff collected automatically. And this goes deep. We're talking about really technical details like your keystroke patterns and also biometric info like face and voice prints that are pulled from the videos you post. The policy even mentions they collect the names of apps and files on your device. So why collect all of this? Well, the main reason they give is to make the app work. All this data is what powers that For You feed and makes it so scarily accurate. It also lets them show you targeted ads, and maybe most importantly, it's used to train and improve the powerful algorithms that are really the engine of the whole platform. All that data is one thing, but what about the most valuable thing on the whole platform? Your content, the videos you create. Now, when you upload a video, you still own it, but, and this is a big but, you're giving TikTok and a lot of other people a really, really broad license to use it. This is the exact wording right from their terms of service. It says you grant a license that is non-exclusive, irrevocable, and royalty-free. Now, those are obviously legal terms, but they have some very clear real-world consequences for your videos. So let's translate that. Non-exclusive is actually good for you. It just means you can still post your videos wherever else you want. Royalty-free means TikTok can use your content, say in an ad, without ever having to pay you for it. And irrevocable? Well, that's the big one. It means you can't ever cancel this license. Even if you delete the video or your whole account, the rights you gave them, they still stand. And the scope of this license is just massive. It's worldwide, and it's sub-licensable, meaning TikTok can pass these rights along to other companies they work with. And the license isn't just for TikTok itself. You're also giving rights to every other user on the app. That's actually what allows features like Stitch and Duet to exist. People can use your content to make their own. Okay, so what happens when things go wrong? Let's say you have a legal problem with the company. The terms of service you agreed to lay out a very specific process that you absolutely have to follow. Before you can even think about filing a lawsuit, the terms say you have to try an informal resolution process. You have to officially notify TikTok, and then both of you have to make a good faith effort to work it out directly. You can't skip this. It's a mandatory first step. And if that informal process doesn't work out, well, the clock is ticking. The terms state that you have to file any legal action within 1 year of whatever happened. If you miss that deadline, that's it. You've completely waived your right to pursue the claim. And there's one more really critical detail. It doesn't matter where in the world you live. Any lawsuit has to be filed in the courts located in Los Angeles County, California. This is a pretty standard clause in tech, but it's a huge logistical and financial thing to consider for any user. So, after hearing about all the rights you're handing over to TikTok, it's really important to know what control you still have. The good news is, the privacy policy does lay out several ways you can manage your own data and experience. You've got a bunch of controls right at your fingertips. Inside the app, you can manage how your activity is used for ads. On your phone itself, you can deny the app access to stuff like your contacts or your precise location. And of course, you've got the standard options like unsubscribing from emails or the final option, deleting your account entirely. And beyond just toggling switches in the settings, you also have formal data rights. You can actually submit a request to TikTok to see a copy of all the info they have on you,
ask them to fix it if it's wrong, or even request that they delete your personal data.
So there you have it. Using a free app is really a detailed contract. At the end of the day, you're making a trade. You're trading access to your data, broad use of your creative content, and some of your legal rights in exchange for being part of this massive global community. Now that you've seen the fine print, the real question is, for you personally, is that a trade you're willing to make?